It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Brought to you by the Butterfly Palace and Rainforest Adventure, Adventure Cave Tours, and Talking Rocks Cavern. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
And good morning on Tuesday. Hope your week's off to a good start. We're going to begin this with some news.
A temporary block on Missouri AG's emergency rule limiting transgender affirming healthcare. The ban would require people to document their desires to change their sex for at least 3 years. Plus, they'd have to undergo at least 15 sessions with a therapist first. Some gender affirming providers are already cutting back on what they offer, but this is all still in litigation. The ACLU says this latest rule was rushed and poorly written for legal matters. So we'll see. Increased police presence, I guess both comforting and unsettling in Nixa at the school yesterday. Parents and students were relieved that they were there after a recent threatening comment made by a student last Friday. District leaders say it was just a precaution to have the added security. In a letter from the district, they said, with all the recent school threats elsewhere, everyone has heightened diligence. Officials say that they will follow their protocol for discipline and work with law enforcement to determine if or when the student who made the threat on Friday will be returning or not.
Yeah, that's troubling for sure. A 40-year-old man in Reed Spring could face up to 4 years in prison for stealing a dog from a woman's home while she was in the hospital. The man was turned in by the woman after she said he took her gray American bulldog and wouldn't give the dog back. But
interestingly, that's a felony, Class C felony.
I think the story there is the 4 years in prison for doing that.
And
wow.
possibly $10,000 fine. He's been charged. So if he's convicted on that, that is the penalty, which seemed steep to me for an animal. But I also understand. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by it, but yeah, it makes sense. I mean, an animal's part of the family, and somebody could really do damage to someone by doing something intentionally to a dog, or a cat, or whatever the pet is. Then there's this. Just weeks after the city of Springfield bought Hammond's Field to keep the Springfield Cardinals in town playing there, the St. Louis Cardinals sold the Springfield Cardinals, the AA affiliate. The new owner of the Springfield Cardinals is Diamond Baseball Holdings. They're not new to this. It's the same group that owns the Cardinals AAA club, Memphis Redbirds. They're Memphis Redbirds. The front office in the Springfield of the Springfield team is expected to remain the same. John Mozeliak, president of the St. Louis Cardinals, was in town to make the announcement and said the Cardinals will be in Springfield for a long time.
Yeah, because that was the deal, right? I mean,
well, yeah.
But then everything changed. So yeah, I mean, which came first, right? All right, MoDOT is working on the National Avenue ramp that leads to the westbound Highway 60 auxiliary lane. So beware, there will be nightly closures on that ramp from now through Thursday. It'll be closed from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., so overnight hours. Also, crews are installing some more of those sound wall panels along James River Freeway in between National and Kansas Expressway. So just make sure you're driving slowly through that area because there is heavy equipment on the side of the road. If you cross the street in Springfield, you better make sure you are doing it in the crosswalk. Springfield police are giving the warning right now. They say they will start writing tickets for both driver and pedestrian crosswalk violations. And they're going to be putting a concerted effort to monitoring this specifically. Officers say they have done 6 checks at locations throughout town, and this is a way to emphasize that crosswalk laws can be a matter of life and death.
Okay, good to know. Big store is shutting down. You know, Bed Bath Beyond stores, they're already now in the process of closing down for good. That means you can find some pretty good deals at some 360 Bed Bath & Beyond locations, including one in Springfield. There are 120 Bye Bye Baby locations, which I've never even heard of. Is that a thing?
What do you mean you've never heard of Bye Bye Baby?
What? We never went to a Bye Bye Baby. This is ridiculous.
In St. Louis, not too far from your parents' house, when Caroline was a newborn, and it was
I don't
so sweet and so
I
fun.
I do remember that. I thought that was Babies R Us.
No, they have those too, but we went to a Bye Bye Baby, and I was very excited about it, but apparently it wasn't really that memorable for you.
No, I remember the event. I remember going to that store, but I didn't think that's what it was called
Hmm,
'cause I literally
interesting,
heard Bye Bye Baby.
interesting.
Huh. You should I think it was, uh, Babies R Us.
No, there's a Babies R Us in Springfield, or was, that we went to.
Well,
We
yeah,
went
I
to
know
Bye Bye
that.
Baby up there, yonder.
Alright. Hey, this is important. The last day to use any gift card is May 8th, and as they say, all sales are final, especially now when the store's not in business any longer. Bass Pro Shops is expanding. This is good news in Sunset Hills out in suburb of St. Louis County. The new store's grand opening is tomorrow. The grand opening events run through the weekend. It's the third one now in the St. Louis area. There's one in St. Charles, and I don't know where the other one is. Can't think of it. And then there's this. If you work at Bass Pro, or maybe you want to, your perks just got a little sweeter. Bass Pro Shops Family Health Center is now open on the old bus station on East Kearney in Springfield. They converted that to a doctor's office where employees and their family can show up. It's the old Greyhound station.
It
If
is
you
the
have,
old Greyhound station?
yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't even know that. I
it,
drove by this the other day, and it looked like a brand new building. I didn't know it was,
well, yeah, that's, that's what money will do. But it's across the street from Base Camp, Bass Pro Shops headquarters. But yeah,
right.
it's the old Greyhound bus station. This building will have full-time doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and a drive-up pharmacy, as well as virtual primary care 24/7. So it's a pretty big deal and a nice offering for Bass Pro Shops employees, and
Yeah,
I think
that's
Big
cool.
Cedar and everybody else.
Good for them. Well, a lot of you were there apparently, and you were not alone. There were some 300,000 people who attended the first NFL draft in Kansas City this past weekend. The highest day of attendance was on Thursday, surely because you heard about it right here on Around the Ozarks in 5. There were 125,000 people on Thursday there. Also, plenty of people watching it on TV with an audience of 11 million people.
That's mind-blowing to me because it's
It's
just people sitting
mind-blowing.
around and talking about football.
Yeah.
There's no
It's
football
gotta
being
be
played.
the, fantasy football fans as well. I mean, I know that obviously there's a lot of football fans, NFL fans in America, but it's gotta be people who also follow fantasy football and their teams. Has to be.
Yeah,
With that
it's
size
both.
of an
It's both.
audience.
But they haven't drafted for fantasy football yet. But yes, a lot of those folks are there because they want to see the players. But a lot of it is the diehard team fans. So they're there. They have their idea of who the team should pick. If the team picks that team, and it's mostly Chiefs fans, obviously, up in Kansas City, but then they cheer, and if it's not who they wanted, then they will boo from time to time at the actual when they're making the announcements. So it's a unique experience. Football fans like it, I suppose.
All right.
Diehards.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the midweek matinee at the Galois. That's exciting. They're showing Grease Lightning.
Grease is the
Green
word.
and huh?
Grease
Yeah,
is
I
the
know,
word.
right? I like Grease. I mean, it's funny because I can remember watching it as a kid and not getting all of the innuendo. And then I watched it as I got a little older and I was like, what in the world? How is this allowable? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is for adults. I mean, I guess you could take the kids, but the good deal is for the senior citizens. Greene and Christian County seniors can claim a free combo ticket that includes a movie ticket, popcorn, and a drink. Also, $10 ticket and concession vouchers are available for purchase.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. They've been doing this on Wednesdays for a while now, and I think it's a great idea. I'm kind of wish I was a senior. I'm a little closer now, of course.
You are after your birthday yesterday, after your first full day of 51. That sounds so old. No offense. I don't mean it offensively. It just sounds really old to me, and it's kind of weird.
You know, I just saw there was a clip on Facebook back in the 70s, and it was the Brady Bunch variety hour or something. But anyway, it was they were dancing and singing, and Alice was in it, and Alice was dancing, and the caption talked about how I mean, she looks like she's 80 years old, but she was my age. Alice, the housekeeper, during this clip where she's dancing during the Brady Bunch the height of that, Alice is 51 years old, and I was like,
Wow.
"Holy cow!"
It is really wild. I mean, age is such a weird thing. It is. I still tell my high school friends and we still say that when we go gray, we're just going to embrace it. We're just going to own it and embrace it. But like, I don't know if I will or not, actually.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
I
weird
think I
how.
will, though, honestly, because we've had this pact for a long time.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, but gray is in, right? People dye their hair gray now, don't they?
Yeah, I saw this girl the other day. I was at a coffee shop in Houston, Missouri, Mean Muggin, because who's not going to go to Mean Muggin? That's a great name.
Sounds
Anyway, she
delicious.
walked in and she was like strikingly gorgeous. And I think she was my age, but she was full out gray. And she just looked so pretty. And it was another confirmation for me that I should just own it, you know?
Well, your mom's not gray, so I doubt you're going to go gray.
Yeah.
But
Nor is my
I,
dad.
I think I think we age differently now. It seems because you see, like Archie Bunker, he seems so old, but he really wasn't that old when he was doing All in the Family. I forget his actual age, but just examples like that. You see people and you're like, how old were they? And then you see people today, like Jennifer Aniston was older than Ann B. Davis, who of course is Alice on the Brady Bunch when Alice was doing that show, and they looked nothing alike.
Yeah.
They looked nothing
Jennifer
alike.
Aniston, yeah, looks younger than me, and I know
I don't
she's
know.
at least a decade older.
It's crazy. All of it's crazy.
All right. Well, finally, we will leave you. Is that the end? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna leave you with this. Today, McDonald's is recognizing all the teachers with free drinks. So that's exciting. A little National Teacher Appreciation Day happening. So if you're a teacher, go to McDonald's and you can get a sweet tea or a hot or iced drip coffee or any size of pop. But you do need a valid educator ID.
That's cool. Good for them.
I know. I
That's
love
a
that.
nice perk.
It
Start your day,
is.
or maybe end your day. Maybe you need to go to McDonald's for an end of day drink.
Or both. How about both? Just go both.
Maybe
Go
maybe
twice
both. Go to different
in
McDonald's.
two
Maybe
different
both.
locations.
I don't know if
Um,
they're logging you like the pharmacies do. There's also a new Mexican restaurant. We talked about it a while ago. It's now open.
oh, did I miss that? Okay, yeah. Go ahead with
Habaneros.
that. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Habaneros. It's opening up on South Campbell. Actually, it did open on South Campbell.
Yeah.
It is in the old Hot Cluckers Famous Dave's restaurant. Now, I'm very excited about it because people in Carthage like it a lot.
Yeah, that's the
Habaneros.
thing. It came from Carthage. We weren't sure where it was coming from, if it was its own its own restaurant, or if it was part of a chain somehow. But the original is in Carthage. This is the second restaurant for habaneros now on South Campbell. So I'm excited about it.
I am too. I love Mexican food, as you know. And there's not a place here, no offense to any of our Mexican food restaurants that we have. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. But like there's not one that I'm like, yes, that I get really excited about, except for the one in St. Louis, right outside your parents' hometown. So anyway.
So yeah, we'll wait for the crowd to die down, and then we'll head in there.
Okay.
And we got a contest that continues, right?
Yeah. Okay. So our contest ends tomorrow, which is Wednesday tomorrow. So today is the last day that you can go to aroundtheozarks.com, sign up for our newsletter. It will come to your inbox along with this podcast, weather, sports, all sorts of things, events happening all over the Ozarks. It will fill up your weekends for sure because there's lots of stuff going on. And Around the Ozarks does a great job of compiling all of it. You can also add an event if you would like. Anyway, though, if you sign up for our contest today at aroundtheozarks.com, you can win a family 4-pack from our sponsor, the Butterfly Palace and Rainforest Adventure, which is so fun, especially if you have young kids or grandkids. Good times at Butterfly Palace. So check it out, and we will draw the winner tomorrow, and we'll keep you posted. We'll let you know who.
Yep. Thank you to our sponsors, Butterfly Palace, Adventure Cave Tours, as well as Talking Rocks Cavern. We couldn't do it without you. Well, maybe we could, but we don't want to. We like doing it with you. It's better that way. Weather real quick, sunny and 65 today, sunny and 71 tomorrow, maybe some rain on Thursday and Friday, and then the 80s are back. We're going to hit the 80s over the weekend. So we've been kind of waiting for the 80s, but as soon as we get the 80s, then the 90s are right around the corner, and a lot of people don't like that. But we'll take it. It's better than, bless you, better than the
Thank you.
alternative. Better than
Your
the
wife likes the 80s, that's for sure. I'll take
30s.
it. And even the 90s.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Have a good one, y'all. See ya.
Thanks for watching.